So, welcome along to episode 4 of Game of the Week. This week we are featuring Victoria Hotspurs and Kercem Ajax. We are currently at the Kercem Stadium. You probably see over my shoulder, the players are training up, and we are very shortly going to do our first interview with the coach, Elton Vella. So here we are with at the Kercem Ajax ground, and we're going to talk to the head coach, Elton Vella. Elton, thank you for joining us today, and welcome along to the Game of the Week, episode 4. I want to start off by asking you, have you had any players in or out during the current transfer window?
First of all, thank you for coming. It's great to have you here. We started with a group and we wanted to keep this group because we really believe in this group. Okay. So we didn't add any player to our group.
Yeah. Have you got a good gauge? Have you got a sort of a mixture across age group? Are you sort of senior players and youngsters? Have you got a good mix, do you feel?
Yeah, most of them are youngsters. I mean, we've got 17-year-olds, we've got 18-year-olds, and we've got 22, 23-year-olds. That's the average. And then we've got obviously our captain, John Paul. He's on the 30, so he can give that little bit of experience which the young ones definitely need.
Fantastic. How is your squad for this weekend? Any injuries since your last game? Or
yes, we've got one on the red card, Nathaniel Merchi, our left back. Okay. Definitely, we will miss him. And then we've got Jason, who is still injured. He got injured against Eindhoven. He's still not 100%. Obviously, and we've got another 2 players which we are still trying to recover.
Okay, so they're like sort of maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not.
Not giving away too many secrets.
Yeah, exactly.
Well okay, so 5 games played today, coach. You've had 3 wins, 2 losses. Interestingly, you've had 9 goals for, 9 against. How do you assess so far this season your start?
No, I mean, as I have already said, we've got a very young squad. We're having players 18, 19, 20 years old. Some of them is the first time to play in the first division. So obviously we are planning a long-term plan. We are not looking to try to win every competitive match during the season, and then we try to build on so that maybe in 2 years, 3 years time, we can have a very valid squad to compete in the first division.
It's nice, coach, to have. It's nice to be a coach of a team with potential, with young people, that you're not under immediate pressure. You don't have to be up in the top 2, top 3. If you know, okay, so the first year you come around about the middle, but you also know that you're improving the quad, get more time together, you improve each year.
Exactly.
It's a long-term plan, coach.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, after every game we try to analyze our games. We try to see where we need to improve, where we need to correct. And then we take it game by game. Definitely, we had 2 losses, against Eindhoven and against Natu, 2 teams which are really strong this year. And then we had 3 fantastic wins versus Shara, versus Oratory. So against our level, we are winning the games which we really need.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. No, I'm really proud of my group. I'm really proud of my group. Yes.
Brings us to this weekend's game. I mean, you're on the same points this week as your opponents. A win actually does lift you up a little bit against.
We are the underdogs here. We are the underdogs here. I mean, they want to win the league. Definitely, Victoria Hotspurs. They have a very strong squad. We are preparing very well for this match. We are preparing tactically, physically, mentally. We are there. We had 3 weeks break. It's a disadvantage and an advantage in itself. We had enough time to prepare well for this game. We are already prepared, and we look forward for next Saturday.
I'll throw it in now. It's going to be my last question, but as you just brought it up, I'll ask you now. Do you think it's been a very big disadvantage? Not so much because I know what you're saying. Sometimes you rest your players, you get injuries come back. But do you think, coach, the hardest part is keeping players motivated?
Exactly.
When you got to wait for they train every day.
We want to play. We want to play every weekend, definitely.
Absolutely.
Having a break of 3 weeks doesn't help, definitely. But obviously, the situation is what it is. So we have to adapt. We have to keep our players motivated, and which we are doing. We have to keep that healthy competition in the squad so that we can have the best from each player.
Absolutely. So, I mean, the 2 games lost were against probably 2 of the strongest teams. I mean, LCLM are doing very well at the moment. Okay, and the door dropped some points at the weekend, but they're always going to be there about. So I think if you're comfortable where you are at the moment, that's the right thing.
I mean, yes, exactly. I mean, for me the table is like we're having two different leagues in the same league. We've got three leagues, three teams up there, and then the rest of us we are trying to compete for the first place in our little battle.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
if you finish top of that little battle,
yeah,
you'll be very
exactly,
happy.
definitely.
And then next year again you start to rebuild, and these guys get stronger
exactly.
and you get more
At the same
tactical.
time, you go for the game, game by game. You take it game by game, and then whatever happens, football is made up of moments, and you can win. For example, next Saturday you can win with just a bit of luck, with a bit of that lucky moment, and you're there. I mean, 12 points, and then we go for the next one against Shaukia and Honok.
Exactly. Yeah. Elton, thank you so much for joining us.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure.
We look forward to. We'll obviously be discussing this game that's coming up soon.
Definitely.
It's been a pleasure to come finally meet you. Good luck at the weekend.
And very welcome. You're very welcome to come here anytime.
It's very kind of you. Stay healthy. Stay fit.
You too.
Look after these guys.
And well done for this service. It's amazing.
Like
Thank you. Thank you.
Michael Villa, welcome back, coach, to our fourth series. Up for the game this weekend, of course, against Kercem. How is the squad at the moment? Any injuries or?
Regarding injuries, we have two minor problems, but I think by the end of the week we should be okay.
You should be back up to full squad again. You brought in a player in the transfer window, Olimpio. What's he going to bring to your squad?
We brought Olimpio, Gabriel, and also Paulo. He's a striker, so we have two latest new signings. Paulo is a striker, center forward, the number 9, the player that we were missing since the departure of Elton. Regarding Gabriel, he's dynamic midfielder, so they are very useful addition to the squad. Obviously, they need time to integrate in the team. They are new. Maybe they are still to understand some mechanisms of some movements, but we're working on it, and hopefully they will give us a big hand.
Cool. A timely boost, really, because unfortunately we do have to talk about it because of football.
Yes.
So you're just in that little dip of form at the moment with two. Although both of those games were very tight, and certainly against Villa, I mean, you did have your chances.
Yeah.
But then the cup game, so it's sort of like three games.
Yes. Unfortunately, that's football. We were prepared well, but against certain circumstances, it's difficult. You first play a game with 9 men, then the other game you have some key missing players. No excuse whatsoever, but still, we had 2 good games, and we could have got something from them. The league games, the last match, I think it was the first time that maybe our opponents deserved the win, because the second half they were more aggressive, they were more fast to react than us. We analyzed the match, and we already got our conclusions. We are working to try to solve these small issues, but hopefully we will, and will be prepared.
Probably answers my question I was just going to ask you, really, Coach, because I was going to say that because the game with Nador, there were chances that sort of, I think, went by. Do you think that your squad is not really getting the breaks? You just said it. You got the red cards, and it's that ball just goes to the left or just goes to the right. And another day it goes
as I told you before, we lacked the number 9, the typical striker. Now with Paulo, we hope that we fill this void. We needed it. The other players that played replaced him well, but still that we lacked that strength up front, so it was a balanced game. I still consider Nador one of the favorites. They are the champions. They are well balanced and well organized. I see them are playing very good football, I might say, at the moment. Still, we are looking forward. We are sure that we can be. We will still be there. We just need to hit a good form like we were before these stops, and hopefully we can regain some pace.
Well, that is actually takes me lovely into my last question, because Nador lost at the weekend. They dropped some points. A win at the weekend puts you straight back into third, and it puts you right back, certainly within the door. You've still got a little bit of a gap, obviously, on Elsina, but the whole dynamics changes again. when you win and you start to move up again?
Yes, of course, it was a very, very surprising result. To tell the truth, no, I would never expect it. But Shawkija, listen.
They never die.
Shawkija are coached well, Coach Simončić, they are organized. Maybe what they lack technically, they replace it with their heart, with their aggression, and so. But still, it was a surprising result. Oh, it's useless to say it's a result that in a way favors us, because we are 1 point behind of Nadur. So if Nadur they are challengers, we have nothing less than them. The league, as you said, many more matches need to be played, and CLM have the advantage at the moment. If they can keep their momentum, it will be a well deserved for them. But what I can say for sure is we won't get distracted, and we will keep fighting till the end.
Perfect. And we look forward to seeing the new guys eventually integrate in. And listen, have some luck at the weekend. We hope some of those ones that just missed go in this
Of
time.
course, listen, I don't believe much in luck. We have to get the luck. We have to work to get it on our side.
Correct.
But football, yes, sometimes an element of luck. it would help.
Goes that way.
Thank
But anyway,
you.
have a good game.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again for joining us,
Thank
Michael.
you.
Okay, here we come now with our second interview. We've got Andrew, who's the vice captain, is that right? Of Kercem. Andrew, we were just talking to the coach Elton there about the motivation of the players due to the current, the crisis where you're not getting to play regular. How do you find to motivate the players? How do you guys stay motivated, and how is the training for you guys?
No, it's certainly it's more difficult to get motivated. It's more difficult because it's different from playing every week, and the difference between playing every 3 weeks. There is a lot of factors going into this: the training, the schedule. You have to be prepared, and even if it's a mental state, you have to be mentally prepared to keep focused for 3 weeks, and not because you can do it. Just go before 1 week before the game, and you go in the game and try to be motivated for that 1 week. You have to be motivated from the last game that you played. Start focusing on the next game you have ahead. And with this situation, it wasn't foreseen. It's of COVID. It's difficult for everyone: coaches, committee, players, everyone.
Supporters.
Although we rarely have full stadiums in Gozo, but the few that they come, they are still important for us.
Absolutely.
But playing in an empty stadium, it's still not nice. It's not nice.
Absolutely. I guess as well, if you've had like sort of a defeat and then you come in, you've got to wait 3 weeks before you put that's got to be so tough. A win, great, you move on, but when you've got a defeat and you've got to get over that, you want to get back out there, right? That's hard.
You feel it because you have 3 weeks thinking about your last game, and you are always 3 weeks thinking about a defeat. It's not nice. It's not nice.
It's pretty tough. Well, we're sort of 5 games in. Yourself, how do you feel the season so far has gone for Kercem? How are you feeling about it so far? You've had 3 wins, 2 losses.
Yes.
Two losses, of course, with 2 of the, if I dare say, the better teams, the informed teams with Nadur and LCM. They're very strong. How do you feel?
I think our aim, we knew our aim was to build a young, competitive team. It's, I think, everyone's aim to be competitive. And I think with all the difficulties we had, some injuries and some maybe suspensions, and again with the situation we are, I think we are pretty good. The committee is confident in the team, the technical staff, and we players are confident in ourselves. And I think we are pretty happy with the situation we are in. Even the league table, we have 9 points from 5 games. As you said, good. The losses came against 2 teams which are challengers to the league. I think step by step we might improve a little bit, working on our defects like everyone else. But I think the situation is good for us. You have young players.
I was going to say, because the coach also brought up, I mean, you are quite a young squad, so you know a good season of being together brings you on to the next season. You're still together as a group. You learn much from that, right?
Yes, even if you look at our age, our oldest player, I think is like our captain, 32 years, and then me, 25, so
Yeah, it's quite young.
the others are 19, 18, 21,
Yeah.
all of them. So I think we have potential, not for this maybe year, if we work
Stay together.
good for a mid-term, long-term project. I think it's a good project to work on, because you can build something from the ground. You build on your weaknesses, and we improve game by game, even season by season. We don't know what the future holds.
Of course. Well, that brings me to the last question, because you said, like, at the points that you're on, you're playing this week with Victoria Hotspurs. You're on the same points, and a win actually. If you get a win this weekend, I mean, another one of the favourites. You climb up again. There's another 3 points. I mean,
yes,
it's pretty good.
If I don't mistaken, we go even above Nadur, I think.
That's correct. You do.
That's why our situation is currently good for our aim. Our aim was to stay in the first division from the start. It wasn't to challenge for the league.
Exactly.
I think if we focus, we can do it. We go game by. Our aim is to go game by game and to try to win as many games as possible. I think every team has that aim, and I think we can achieve it. We can win even against big teams. I know sometimes it's difficult. We had injuries and those, but those are part of football.
Exactly right. Listen, I'm an Everton supporter, so I know what it's like to be the underdog. So, listen, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be there at the weekend filming, and I'm sure we're going to meet up in a couple of weeks to do another game of the week. Thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Nice to meet you. Welcome back. We're joined now with Andre. I've just been talking to the coach about the upcoming game this week against Kercem. With 2 defeats in the league and a cup defeat, you feel you've got to get back into winning ways now?
Yes, it's important for a team like us to challenge for the title. We have to win as much games as possible. Yes, it's true we lost the last 2 league games, but I think we're a bit unlucky. I think the difference between the teams was very minimal. We take a lot of positive things from the game, from both games. We just need to keep working hard, follow the coach's instructions, and I'm sure we'll do okay.
It was the odd goal in both games, so it was actually quite close. So, we were watching the game, we were streaming it, and we thought the same. It could have gone either way, but there you go. Yes. That's, as you say, that's football. You've added 2 exciting players to your squad, central midfielder and an attacker. So obviously this is a timely boost. I'm not sure they're going to play this week, but they're thereabouts in the squad.
Yes, hopefully they'll be good players. I'm sure they are. We see them in training, but now we have to see them in the games. The president and the committee worked very hard for us to have a competitive squad, so it's our duty to make them happy. I'm sure they are, but they expect more from us, and I'm sure that we are capable of giving them more.
That's for sure. Okay, so you're currently 7 points behind the leaders at the moment, and I'm sure you agree that it's important not to allow that gap to get even bigger, which is why, again, a little bit more of a pressure game this week to try and claw those 3 points back again.
Yes, you hear it a lot, but a lot of people say you need to win the next game. And now, in the position we are, it's true, we need to win the next game. Yeah. It's useless to think about Nadur and Ainsilem or the table. It's for nothing. Now we have to win the next game, and then once we win the next game, we have to think about the next one, and we'll keep doing the same until we face Nadur and Ainsilem, and then we can. Absolutely. It will be very important games for the title.
And as we see, teams do slip up. Nadur at the weekend, so you actually go above them, I think, if you can get this win. Okay, do you think that the game's coming back now because they've been so large? I always think that when you lose a couple of games and then you've got to wait.
Yeah, it's worse. It's important that once you lose, you need the next game. So hopefully you win and you forget about the loss. Now I think the fixtures are more favourable to us, so I'm positive. I mean, we have a good squad. Everyone knows that. For good standards, we're quite good. So I'm hopeful that we can get as much points as possible.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us this week. Good luck at the weekend.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Good job.